All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else, and today we are doing another gear set review. Now, as I said in the previous couple of videos, there are a lot of interesting sets coming to this next patch, and pretty excited at the versatility of them. Really excited at the potential possibilities for all these different gear sets with different groups in PvP, and yeah, I mean, they're not all created equal, but there's definitely some ones that are interesting that could make it on your bar. And so we're making our way through them. Today we are going to talk about Scorion's Feast. Now, this is another one of those dungeon sets. It is a light armor set. I think it's pretty interesting. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to fit. I'm not sure exactly like how good it's going to be, but yeah, let's dive into it and let's kind of show what it does. 2-piece max magicka, 3-piece magicka recovery, 4-piece weapon and spell damage. So 2, 3, and 4-piece is pretty standard. 5-piece, when you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack, you gain an imbued aura for 10 seconds, granting you and up to 3 other group members 307 magicka and stamina recovery. This effect can occur once every 20 seconds. So when you look at this first part, 307 magic and stamina recovery for 10 seconds with a 20-second cooldown. It's 150 stamina and magic recovery. So it's essentially like running around with like what's that? It's not much, but I mean it affects everybody in your group. So or up to 3 other group members. So if you're running in a small scale group, an extra 150-ish recovery. I don't know. It's kind of myth to me. But here we go. If you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack with an imbued aura active, consume it and gain an overflow aura for 10 seconds, granting you and up to 3 other group members 307 weapon and spell damage. So this is a pretty interesting set, I think. Yeah, and I want to kind of show you what it is and what it does, and then I want to kind of talk to you about like where I could see this fitting. And I don't know. Well, we'll talk about that after this, but it's not that. That's the other set that I'm running. But if we hit with a heavy attack, you see we get this green aura. So this is going to boost our magic and stamina recovery, just like that. If we hit this again while it's still up, it goes from a green aura to a red aura for 10 seconds. And so if you have this on cooldown, you count to about 9 seconds or 8.5 seconds, and then you apply your heavy attack. And you basically can have an uptime of either one of these. And so you do this, you count, and you keep counting, and then as soon as it's about ready to go away, you wind it up again, and then you get this back, and you just rotate between recovery and weapon or spell damage. Now the cool part is I only have it on the front bar, but you can see it can be double barred because it's got the cooldown and everything. And so, yeah. I know people, like I said, when I first looked at this, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know how good it's going to be. And then I started thinking about it more, like where I would fit it. And I think it might work on a healer. And the reason that is if you look at Resto Staff passives, Essence Drain, you gain major mending for 4 seconds after completing a fully charged heavy attack, increasing your healing done by 16%. You also heal yourself or an ally within 15 meters of the target for 50% of the damage inflicted by the final hit of a fully charged heavy attack. So a lot of healers, if they can get access to this Essence Drain, are trying to get, obviously you're trying to get access to major mending. So if you look at this, being able to use a Resto Staff, doing the fully charged heavy attack, when you're a healer, the first goal obviously is to keep your group alive. The second goal is to buff them in other ways. So you often see when, unlike my builds, if I can fit a set like Arcasis on a healer, I'm going to try and run it because it gives them ulti-gen. It gives my group members ulti-gen. You see a lot of people running sets like Gossamer or Transmutation because traditionally in the past, because those types of sets are buffing your group members and they're providing a valuable buff. If you look at this, I mean, currently, like I said in the last gear set review, the first week of the PTS, damage mitigation is very, very high. It's very high. And so let's not sugarcoat things. Like, people are a lot tankier because they reduce the amount of damage you can do in PvP by 25%. And so if you're looking at other ways to get buffs, a healer running this on the back bar could be interesting because it literally synergizes with what they're trying to do. And so if they're doing resto heavies to get resources back and then also to get major mending so their heals are better, they're already going to be doing this anyways. And so they can literally cycle between giving you recovery, and then 8-9 seconds later they can do another full heavy attack and they can give you damage. And so you can literally have really good uptime on both of these buffs. And so yeah, I don't know if it's going to replace things. Like I said, guys, like we don't know what the patch is right now. It's week 1 of the PTS. There's a lot of things that could be subject to change, but what I will say is if it's anywhere close to where it is now, where mitigation is really high and people are going to go damage sets, it's going to be the same thing for healers. Like, you're not going to need as much damage mitigation as a healer because there's so much built into the game. You could probably get away with outrunning a damage mitigation set, and this is a pretty valuable buff. And so if you're looking at a tankier meta, opting away from sets that make your group tanky to sets that give your group recovery and damage to where they can stack more damage might be the best way to go. And so yeah, when I'm looking at this, I wouldn't say, like, this is one of those sets where it's like, it's not the clear-cut best. Like there's a lot of patches where we run across stuff and it's like, this is the best set, we have to run it on everything. Like Crimson, the original Crimson, this set has to be run on everything because it's so friggin' good, right? This set has its potential, in my opinion. I really do think in small group play, this set has some capabilities that are pretty nice depending on the meta that you're in. Now, yeah, if it's the way if it's the way the current patch is, not the PTS, where damage is extremely high, you might not want to run this because it's just like, okay, well, what's the point in adding more damage when damage is as high as it is? Maybe we'll run another set like Gossamer or whatever, Transmutation, something like that gives us tankiness. So you're just gonna have to kind of keep an eye out. But if you're looking to buff your group with damage and recovery, it's a pretty interesting set. So I'm going to end this video here. If you guys have any questions or comments, please provide in the section below. I will do my best to answer it. If you have any gear, like, I'm going to probably go through all the different gear sets, but if you have anything in particular what you want me to talk about, bring it up just in case I don't have it planned already. If you have ideas for the set, guys, I obviously I haven't tested this in its entirety. I'm just one dude. If you guys have other ideas and you want to talk about it in the comment section below, and we'll try and come up with coolest, most unique, most badass builds in the Elder Scrolls Online. So that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.